Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP Today. The Indonesian Grand Prix saw an intense battle between Marc Márquez and Fabio Di Gianantonio in the early stages of the race. Although the fight was thrilling for the fans, both riders left the encounter with mixed feelings. Márquez felt that Di Giannantonio's moves were a bit excessive, while the Italian, riding for VR46, admitted that the battle compromised his race. Let's break down what happened and how both riders saw the incident. MotoGP legend Valentino Rossi has hinted at a greater involvement in the 2025 MotoGP season, expressing regret for not spending enough time with his VR46 Academy riders this year. In an exclusive interview with motorsport.com, Rossi shared his plans to step back from car racing to focus more on his MotoGP team and the upcoming changes in the championship. Let's dive into Rossi's insights and what this could mean for the future of MotoGP. Pramac Racing's team owner Paolo Campinotti has expressed his confidence in Jack Miller, who is set to rejoin the team in 2025 after a challenging stint at KTM. As Pramac Yamaha prepares for its debut in MotoGP next season, Campinotti believes Miller's return will be key to their success. Here's what Campinotti had to say about the Australian rider and his potential impact on the team. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Fabio Di Gianantonio, who was running the only bike equipped with a soft rear tire, engaged in a fierce duel with Márquez over 7th place during the opening laps. While the battle was one of the highlights of the race, Di Giannantonio was disappointed, feeling it impacted his overall performance. "A pity that we lost a lot of time in the beginning with Marc, because I was much faster. We battled too much for what I think was necessary." Quote from Di Giannantonio. Di Giannantonio eventually won the battle but later crashed out of the race on lap 9. Losing the front end of his Ducati at turn 10. He expressed frustration, feeling that the scrap with Márquez had taken too much out of his race, despite having a promising pace. "Once I overtook him definitively, I was fast. I was doing a fast lap but, unfortunately, I just lost the front. It was a strong braking, but nothing really extraordinary," Digia told by Crash. For Marc Márquez, the fight with Di Giannantonio was hard but fair. The Spaniard, however, felt that his rival had been a little over-aggressive, though he downplayed the incident in his post-race comments. "I felt Di Giannantonio exaggerated a bit during our battle, but it's racing. These things happen." Quote from Márquez. Despite the tough battle, Márquez wasn't overly concerned, recognizing that such moments are part of the competitive nature of MotoGP. He praised the exciting duel but moved on quickly from the encounter. Di Giannantonio's strategy centered around using the soft rear tire, a riskier choice that required careful management. After studying data for over 90 minutes on Sunday morning, he was confident that the tire could last the full race distance. However, his crash ended any hopes of seeing the strategy pay off. "We had the data from the sprint, so we knew the tire could last 15 laps. I was really calm with the throttle and watched data to see where to save the tire. I think we were in a good position for a strong result," Digia concluded. Despite the crash, Di Giannantonio remained optimistic about his performance, highlighting his speed throughout the weekend and the entertainment value of his battle with Márquez. "We were fast all weekend, and in the race we gave a good show. So, we have to be happy with that." While Fabio Di Giannantonio's strategy didn't pay off in the end, his battle with Marc Márquez provided some of the most exciting moments of the Indonesian Grand Prix. Márquez continues to focus on his race pace, brushing off the hard-fought battle as part of the sport, while Di Giannantonio looks forward to building on the speed he showed throughout the weekend. Valentino Rossi, who has been balancing a packed schedule of car races with BMW Team WRT in the World Endurance Championship and the GT World Challenge Europe, admitted he regrets not being as present in MotoGP this year. He's also had limited time with his VR46 Academy riders, a situation he plans to change in the near future. This year I regret not being as present at the races and having had less time to work with the riders in our academy. Quote from Valentino Rossi. While Rossi's current commitments keep him traveling, he's also balancing family life with a 2.5-year-old daughter and another child on the way. However, in 2025, Rossi plans to cut back on his car racing to focus more on MotoGP. In 2025 I want to be more present in MotoGP races, so I will also do less car racing for that reason. After a stellar 2023 season that saw the VR46 racing team claim 3 victories and 9 podiums, the team has faced a more challenging 2024 campaign. With only 1 podium this season, Rossi acknowledges the difficulties but is eager to work closely with his riders again, especially with exciting developments in the 2025 rider lineup. I want to get back to work with the Academy boys. As the VR46 racing team continues to build its presence, Rossi will be focusing on nurturing talents like Marco Bezzecchi, who's moving to the official Aprilia team, and current MotoGP champion Francesco Bagnaia, who will face a new challenge in 2025 alongside Marc Márquez at Ducati. With Liberty Media's acquisition of MotoGP and their plans to reshape the sport, Rossi's renewed involvement could also be a strategic move. The VR46 racing team's place on the MotoGP grid is owned by the championship promoter, a privilege granted to Rossi as a tribute to his legacy. However, his limited presence in the paddock since his retirement in 2021 has led to speculation about the future of his team. Despite having been given a MotoGP team, Rossi has never thanked Dorna and the World Championship for such a gift. Whoever gave him the team has already regretted it. Quote from Spanish newspaper El Periódico de Catalunya. Rossi's intention to be more active in the MotoGP paddock in 2025 could solidify his influence as the sport transitions under new ownership. With Valentino Rossi promising a stronger presence in MotoGP next year, fans can look forward to seeing more of the iconic rider who transformed the sport. As Liberty Media takes charge and the 2025 season brings a host of changes, Rossi's return could play a pivotal role in shaping the future of MotoGP. Jack Miller, who nearly lost his spot in MotoGP after being dropped by KTM, has been given a second chance by Pramac Yamaha, the new satellite project that will shift from Ducati to Yamaha next season. Miller previously rode for Pramac Ducati, and now he's back under familiar management. Despite Miller's difficult form in recent years, Campeotti is confident that the Australian has more to offer and hopes to see him showcase his true abilities next season. Jack has always been in our heart. I am very happy that he's coming back. I think he didn't show his real value so far. I hope we can see the real Jack next year. Quote from Paolo Campeotti. Campeotti highlighted Miller's extensive experience across various manufacturers, having ridden for Honda, Ducati, and KTM, which could prove invaluable as Pramac Yamaha develops their new bike. Miller's unique combination of youth and experience makes him an asset for the team's future, with Campeotti praising both his professionalism and infectious enthusiasm. He rode for Honda, Ducati, and KTM, so he will be very helpful to develop the bike for our project. He will bring joy and professionalism. Miller's return has also been met with excitement within the Pramac team, as Campeotti shared that all the staff members who previously worked with him are eager to have him back. Everybody is happy to have him back. That is a good sign because sometimes there are riders where the team are not happy to have him back, Campeotti concluded. Miller's recent years at KTM have been far from smooth. His time with the team was overshadowed by the emergence of young talent Pedro Acosta, ultimately pushing Miller out of KTM's plans. Most recently, Miller found himself in the spotlight for causing a 4-rider pileup in Indonesia, an incident he took full responsibility for. However, Campeotti believes Miller's vast experience will be vital in helping Yamaha's new satellite project succeed in MotoGP, as they work to develop a competitive bike for next year. With Jack Miller set to make his return to Pramac next season, the team is hopeful that he will finally have the chance to show his full potential. As Pramac Yamaha embarks on a new chapter, Miller's experience could prove crucial in shaping their success in MotoGP. Thanks for watching ZNGP Today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.